Now, friends, today we are going to learn the epicycloid. In epicycloid, your rolling circle, it is rolls on outside of directing circle, and your point P at contact between two circle, your point P at contact between two circle we call as a epicycloid. So now in this problem statements, we have the radius of rolling circle small r is equal to 30 mm, and the radius of directing circle as a capital R, it is 90 mm. So first we find out the total length traveled by the rolling circle for its one revolution on directrix path. So that's theta is equal to 360 into small r by capital R. So when we substitute our value 360 into 30 by 90, we can get the 120 degree. So here you can represent your directric length in term of degree. So first we take the 90 mm radius and decide the center of directing circle as a O1, and we draw the one directric circle. From this directing circle, we mark the one initial position, that is called as our starting points. So we draw the one line, and as per problem statements, your point P on circumference of rolling circle as also contact between rolling circle and directing circle. So I mark my point P 0. It is an initial point. From this point, we choose the center of rolling circle. So that is the 30 mm. So I mark the 30 mm points on same inclination line. It is our starting point of the rolling circle, that is C0. Keeping the C0 as a center, and we draw the one rolling circle position. So your C naught, it is a center, and you can create your rolling circle position. Now take the 120 degree, whichever answer you can get here, to take the 120 degree, and draw the inclination line with your initial position. So we kept the protector and we take the 120 degree inclination line, we mark the points and roughly we create the light line. Now this is the end point after the one revolution, so we mark the C8, the last position after the completion of one revolution. So you take the C8 center, radius it is your rolling circle 30 mm, and you can draw the last circle of end point position. So when my rolling circle, it is travel in clockwise direction, your point P, initially it is here. When after the completing the one revolution, again your point, it is going to touch with directing circle with a position of P8. So we mark the P8. Now the first, we divide our rolling circle in number of 8 parts. Now after dividing your rolling circle in number of 8 parts, and your rolling circle moment, it is clockwise. So you can mark the numbering in anti-clockwise. This is our first number, it is second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, and end point it is 8. Similarly, you can divide your 120 degree angle in number of 8 parts. So for that, we kept the protector again on our initial position. And when you divide this total degree 120 in number of 8 parts, each part distance, it is become 50 degree. So here I am going to divide my entire 120 degree angle in number of 8 division. Why we are going to this way? Because we already divide our circle in number of 8 parts. Then after we draw the light line from O1 to up to our center line. So it can give the all the different position of our 1/8 revolution of the rolling circle. After completing this exercise, we can get the C0 center, C1 center and C2, C3 up to C8. So this is my C0. That intersection we call as a C1. It is our C2. This is our C3, C4, C5, C6, C7 and C8. Already we mark the final position. Then after, as similarly process we follow here, in our cycloid we draw the horizontal line from all the points which is marking on rolling circle. Here our path it is circular, so I kept the O1 is a center and I draw the circle parallel to the my dieting circle and it passed from 7 and 1. So this is our first circle which is passed from 7 and 1. Similarly you can draw the circle passed from 2 and 6. All are the light. Similarly you can draw the circle passed from 5 and 3. And similarly you can draw the circle passed from the 4 point. Similarly you can draw the circle passed from 4. Now, when your circle it is moving in clockwise direction, your point P it is first on left hand side, then after half of revolution it is go on right hand side. So first we take the radius of the rolling circle. C0 it is center and we draw the arc on 0 circle, so that is a P0. Similarly you can choose your C1 it is a center and draw the arc on first circle. I draw the arc on first circle here. Similarly I choose the C2 it is a center and we draw the arc on the circle which is passed from 2, 6. So here there is a light circle which is passed from 2, 6 where we draw the arc. Then C3 center, you can draw the arc on 3 number circle. Then choose your C4 center and draw the arc on 4 number circle. After the half of revolution, your point P it is on right hand side, so we can change the direction of the arc and choosing the C5 point it is a center and we draw the arc on 5 number circle. So this is P5. Then respective points C6 is a center and we draw the arc on C6 number circle. Similarly, you can choose your C7 point center and draw the arc on 7 number circle. C8 center, you can draw the arc on 8 number. Already we have the P8 points. So other points we are going to marking here. So this is my P1, that the intersection it is here. So it is my P2. This is our intersection. It is our P3. This is highest point P4. It is P5. This is the point. It is our P6. This is our point P7, and this is a P8. Now you can join all the points with a smooth curves. So we can start from P0, then P1, P2, P3, P4, then P5, P6, P7, P8. So friends, that curves we call as a epicycloid. Epicycloid, because our rolling circle, it is rolls on outside of directing circle, and your point P at contact between rolling circle and directing circle, always we get the epicycloid. Now the problem it is, draw the tangent and normal at given point S. So first I mark the S point on my loci of point P on my epicycloid. From this point, first we find out our center. So I take the radius rolling circle and draw the arc on central line. So that is how to show here. You can show here this R is equal to radius of rolling circle, and here you can get your CS center. Now connect your center to our O1 points. So when we connect the CS with our O1 points with a straight line, it cut our directing circle. That point we call as a S1. And when we join the S and S1 with a straight line, it is called as a normal to our epicycloid. And perpendicular to the normal, always there is a tangent line. So this is called as a AB. AB, it is our tangent to the epicycloid. So now friends, these are important points. When our rolling circle rolls on outside of the directing circle, and the point P at contact between two circles, always you can get your epicycloid.